everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Broadway World's Next on Stage, presented by AMDA and Atlantic Acting School, sponsored by 54 Below, MTI, and the Westin New York at Times Square. It's me, your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron, and this week we are back to announce the students who have made it into, get ready for it, the top 5 in our college age competition. As you know by now, students from all over the country have been submitting videos of themselves singing a song from the musical theater canon, and you, the public, voted. Our top 5 have received the most votes in this latest round of voting, which concluded on Wednesday night. You voted them into our top 5, and now our esteemed panel of superstar Broadway judges will join us to provide valuable feedback for these young singers to use in their next round of performances, which will be voted on by you, the viewing public, next round. The judges are also going to have the opportunity to review 3 contestants who are very, very close to making it into the top 5. We affectionately call them our awesome almosts. One of them will be pushed forward by our judges to compete again in the next round for your votes. I have a question for everyone watching. Who's ready to party? Good. Because it's Great Gatsby week. So tonight, every song you are going to hear comes straight from the mega hit Broadway musical that has audiences cheering every night at the Broadway Theater. Now starring Jeremy Jordan, it is the biggest party on Broadway. And trust me, it's one that you just simply don't want to miss. I love the show. I can't wait for our judges to check it out. And speaking of our judges, let's say hello to them. Give it up into your computer screens, wildly, loudly, boisterously, for the very wise and beautiful Kate Rockwell.
Yay! I'm ready to party.
You're ready to party?
I'm always ready to party, Ben.
Well, then you are in the right place. I feel like you've got some real good hair on today.
Honey, this is a second day blowout. Thank you.
Girl, she's working.
This side though, like what happened here? This side, gorgeous. This side, don't pay attention to it.
We all have the Mariah Carey. Look at one side. Well,
Yeah.
Only one side. Over here.
All my feedback for like this.
Yeah. Kate, so you've been watching these performers every week. There's definitely growth and development. And I hear in the discussions what you love to see in their development each and every week. What's something you feel like hasn't really set in yet that you think could drive somebody to the front of the pack today?
I think actually, this is going to be a really good week for this too. I think the idea of like letting go of control. I think we've seen a lot of very curated performances, which is great, right? Working really hard and crafting your audition, your piece, whatever. That's a big part of it. And then the next step after you've crafted it is to let go and just let it come through you. Let it just sort of be whatever it is. If it's messy, it's messy. If you crack, you crack. But rather than feeling like we're going to contain everything so that it's right, you want to see just what's true. And I think the Gatsby material is so good for that because these people have such high stakes and their emotions are so high. So I think this will be a great week to sort of set that challenge.
I love that. All right. Joining Kate, as always, the one and only Derek Klena is here. Hi, Derek Klena.
Also ready to party.
Also ready to party.
Yeah.
So far, so good then. What do you, kind of piggybacking off of what Kate just said, what do you think is the secret sauce that we haven't seen yet?
Yeah, I think Kate hit it on the head with stakes. Establishing the stakes will help your emotional journey throughout the song. Like if there's nothing to fight for, if you're not playing towards an objective that is, urging your character forward, then what are we doing it for? So I'm looking for some really focused performances. It's not always about how much you do. It's about how specific we can be in doing that. So I'll be looking for that.
All right. And what better way to help us judge all things Great Gatsby today than not one, but 2 of Broadway's stars. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wilson family is in the building. Give it up for Lenady Kanau and Charlie Pollack from The Great Gatsby.
Hey!
Hey, you guys.
Charlie and Lenady, welcome to Next on Stage. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here with us.
Thanks for having the Wilsons. We appreciate all the love.
Wilsons. Tell us a little bit about what you think has really sparked this public fire for The Great Gatsby. It's a great big hit. Audiences love it every single night. Tell me a little bit about musically, particularly what you think really resonates with folks.
For me, I think just obviously the beautiful melodies of the songs, but also the great storytelling that each song has. I'm really excited to hear the different interpretations of these songs that we hear every night, you know, in a different way. So that has me really excited. And I was born ready to party, so it's the perfect mix.
I think piggybacking on what Derek and Kate said, the stakes in each of these songs is very, very high. The melodically high. They're often very hard to sing, and that sort of raises the stakes. But then story-wise as well, it all works together.
It's so true. There's no small songs in this show.
Exactly right.
A big sing no matter where you look. So the challenge has been thrown to these incredibly talented college students, and I can't wait for you two, Charlie and Linnetti, to get to meet them. Now, for everyone watching, be sure that you're following along today with Broadway World Stage Mag, which you can check out by scanning the QR code. Get ready for it here. All right, judges. Let's meet our big top 5. All right. In no particular order, keep kicking us off tonight, making it into the top 5, Michaela Capuyan-Leonor. We asked all of the contestants to share a fun fact about themselves tonight, and Michaela wants us to know that she has a ton of food allergies. She says it's really embarrassing, but she's really glad to live in a day and age where more and more people are vegan because she has so many alternatives. Michaela, my husband is a vegan, so I know this life. Tonight, of course, she's singing from The Great Gatsby. Let's welcome her to the top 5 with Beautiful Little Fool. Take it away, Michaela.
Do you know what I did when my baby was born? When I found out that she was a she, I prayed that my beautiful child would be the fool that I could never be. Let my girl be a fool to whom it won't occur that the choices she makes in this life are never hers, never hers. The best thing a girl can be in this world is a beautiful little fool. The best thing a girl can be in this world is charming and blithe and polished, reposed, an absolute rose, and a fool.
Michaela Capuyan-Leonor, starting things out strong. I'm going to start with you, Kate Rockwell. As you well know, Michaela was a judge's save.
She was.
Who went through, now making it into the top 5. This feels like that really paid off.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, Michaela, nice work. So happy that we're having you back this week. I always think we make the right choices, but it's always nice to have it proved right. Excellent work. I thought you did a beautiful job with this. So much passion. My gosh, the stakes seem so high, which is great. I mean, I guess I'm like, I want to see stakes. And so now I'll just comment on everyone's stakes. But that was beautiful. You sound beautiful. You look beautiful. The feedback that I would give you to sort of like take this to the next step is thinking about, this was such a good, genuine, like honest performance, which I love. And I wonder if the next layer could be having an opinion on these things as you say them. Like, how does it feel to say out loud, I hope my daughter is dumb. I hope my daughter doesn't realize that she doesn't get to make choices in this life. That sucks to say. So like, while it is a truth for her and it is incredibly important for her, I think the next level of this is just putting on that like, and I hate that this is the way things are. And I think that that would add another layer to it. And I think also it will continue to impact the stakes of it, which again, I thought you did beautifully. But overall, really beautiful performance.
All right. Derek, Kalena, what are your thoughts here from Michaela?
Yeah, I second all of that. And to add on, I think we could even. I think it was almost too easy to say these things at the beginning of the song. I think admitting this to herself and admitting this to the audience and admitting this fact to the world that we're in, it's the first time we're hearing it. It's the first time we're hearing her feelings about the matter. And so it just seemed a little too casual to begin the song. And so I would have liked the struggle to be a little bit more struggle at the beginning to even get this story out. And then allow that to kind of like spiral as all of these feelings and all these emotions that she's kept inside start like flooding back to her. I think that could have been really powerful, and just even a little bit more focused. And something that it's tricky because I wish like we could give them like prep them for the next week, but like in hindsight, like some things I'm looking for today as well is restraint, because these songs are so loud and so proud and so big that especially on camera, it's going to be the nuance and it's going to be all the flavors that are going to make these really pop. And so it's just some of that more like introspective, vulnerable flavor I think I was just missing a little bit of for this week. But I mean, killer vocal, no doubt about it. But now it's like top 5, so we gotta turn it up.
All right, I'll go to you, Charlie.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing her. She's got an amazing voice and she's beautiful. The thing, and this isn't like super helpful direction, but the thought that kept popping into my head was less smile, more trauma, right? This is a truly traumatic moment, and usually I love playing sort of against against what the song is saying, but in this case, I think there is. And because we hear it every night, right? There is so much weight in this moment that I would love to see, especially like Derek said, on camera. You really want to see that heaviness.
All right, Miss Myrtle, Lynette, thoughts for Michaela?
I agree with everything that was said. You have incredible power vocals. Your passion is there. I just do want to see that nuance and that vulnerability in the beginning of, how difficult it is to admit these things, how difficult it is to break out of being that absolute rose and kind of like being raw and ugly and just, being raw, being vulnerable with what your truth is and what you're going through. So just sprinkling a little bit of that in the beginning will amplify that performance even more, but congratulations.
All right, great feedback from Michaela, and we're off to a great start in this top 5. Also in the top 5, give it up for Gilbert Amares. What you need to know about Gilbert is that he is a first-generation college student and in his family, and he did Taekwondo for 8 years before he began performing. Whoa. Tonight, Gilbert is singing For Her, and you better like it or take it away, Gilbert.
Do this good turn for me, and I can guarantee when all is done, I'll be forever in your debt. This time I won't let go. Help me to make it so. Try as one might, you know that there is no forgetting her. Return, only to learn that you have lost her. Oh, Daisy, I need one more chance. Am I chasing a dream? I will know at a glance. I've done it all for her, put up each wall for her. But the status quo, just one piece to go. Now she has to know
big songs in The Great Gatsby. Let's throw it to you right off the bat, Derek Klena.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a big theme today. These songs are so big that like the restraint is going to come out right away. Like if you don't really pull the reins back on this horse at the beginning of these songs and pace yourself through it, we're going to reach that 10 really fast. So I think that's the biggest challenge, is really knowing that at the core of these big songs, there's so much vulnerability. There's so much vulnerability, and there's desperation, and like they said, all this happens like in a short amount of time, and so the stakes are high, and I think, I don't know, this is like his big cry for like his plea to the world, and also one thing to think about with these Gatsby songs is there is like this infamous green light, right? He's being drawn towards something. He's being drawn towards this thing. And so I would have liked to see just a little bit more laser focus, because all of his attention, all of his eyes, his entire objective is her. I mean, literally the last lyric of the song is this big wrung out her. And so I think behind it, I just could use a little bit more focus and restraint just at the beginning. Pull it back. There's ways to make things on a dynamic level, lower dynamics, but still keep their importance and still keep their strength. And so those are type of the things that I would just love to see them play with.
Great. Thanks, Derek. All right, Kate, what are your thoughts here for Gilbert?
Gilbert, yeah. I want to add a little bit to what Derek just said, because I think it's a useful thing to understand in general for 32 bar cuts. We almost always, there are exceptions, of course, but I feel like a lot of times when we put together a cut of a song, we use the ending, right? Because it has the big note, it shows off our voice in the best way. But the thing is that if you start in the middle of the song, if you were doing the whole thing, you would have the entire journey of the song to get from a 3 to a 10. When you do a 32 bar cut, that is the end of a song, on paper, it starts at a 10. That means you, the artist, have to create the levels. You have to build the scene. And I think that's what Derek is sort of referencing when he says restraint, because we need to build an arc, even if you're only using a part of a song and that part happens to be later. And these songs in this show, every single one of them is an 11. Like every single one is turning it up to 11 by the end. So we have to sort of artificially on paper create the vocal arc so that it doesn't just feel like you're getting pummeled with sound from the minute you open your mouth. The audience's ears adjust real fast. So if you start at 9, we're not that impressed by a 10. It doesn't mean that much to us. But if you start at 5 or 4 and work your way to a 9 or 10, all of a sudden you've created this incredibly powerful vocal arc. And all you had to do was sort of, just steal Derek's word, restrain the vocal in the beginning. I think it's a really useful thing always in a 32 bar cut. So I want to sort of reiterate what he's saying outside of the Gatsby music is that's a thing you have to do all the time in cuts, especially big songs like this. You sound beautiful. Your voice is so lovely. I think if I were going to add anything for the character work, remember that not everything he's done for this is good. And we don't really know yet at the point of this song what he's done, but he does. He knows it wasn't good. He knows that he's sold his soul in a way, he has done all kinds of things to be here now and get this life that will maybe attract her attention and bring her to him. So it's a heavy thing. I have done all of this for her. There's a desperation in here that I think we can ratchet up a little bit, and all like a holding on kind of by the last little bit of string to I'm doing okay, because he's not doing okay. He has done some really crazy shit. Sorry, Broadway World. He has done some crazy stuff. So think about the stakes for his life, not just the stakes in this moment, but also what he has sacrificed to be here. I think that will bring a little bit more color to this as well.
Awesome. Lanedy, is he giving me some Ryan McCartan vibes? Am I seeing that?
Sure was.
I saw it. Let's go to you.
Gilbert, that was absolutely beautiful. Your voice is stunning. You know, your storytelling was beautiful. I agree with everything that was said. I think you came in, you know, at a 10, which is great if you had the journey of the song. But because of that specific cut, you have to take us there. So, you know, you can, like Derek said, your dynamics, right? You can play with different, you know, styles of your voice too, to show that desperation, to show, you know, that restraint, and again, everything you've had to do to get to this moment and to get to her, because people don't know what you've lost, what you've given up, what you've sacrificed. So I think kind of just adding that color to take us on that journey for the end to give us that 10. But this was absolutely beautiful, and yeah, thank you.
All right, and final thoughts here from Charlie Pollock.
Yeah, that's just a gorgeous vocal. But I think Derek and Kate have hit on something that's really important for artists coming up today, especially when they have to do on-camera auditions. Restraint's even more important because you're singing already, which is crazy on camera. It's not a thing that should happen, but it happens all the time now. And so finding that restraint is so, so important. And then specifically in this song, this is not a polite need. That was a very polite performance. It was very slick. And I would just love to see some dirt in that.
Yeah. All right, my friends. That's good. We continue on into our top 5. I have a feeling we're going to have some happy faces in the judges panel here. Also in the top 5, Maria Elena is in. Well, what do we need to know about Maria? Well, we need to know that she's a twin. Her twin sister's name is Leah, so shout out to Leah. Tonight, Maria is singing Beautiful Little Fool from The Great Gatsby.
Do you know what I did when my baby was born? You don't, because no one was there. My baby was maybe an hour old, and Tom was God knows where. Coming out of the ether, my head full of smoke. It's a girl, the nurse said, and I broke. Do you know what I did when my baby was born? When I found out that she was a she, I prayed that my beautiful child would be the fool that I could never be. Let my girl be a fool to whom it won't occur that the choices she makes in this life are never hers, never hers, never hers. The best thing a girl can be in this world is a beautiful little fool.
All right, Maria Elena. All right, we're going to throw it some clappage over here. Linetti, can we start with you? Let's do it.
Absolutely. Maria Elena, that was absolutely beautiful. The tone of your voice, the different qualities that you used, the vulnerability that you showed, your hurt, your passion, it was beautiful. For me, right from the beginning, the look that you gave, or kind of like setting up that scene, wasn't as clear to me as to what you were setting up for us. Like, let's say no one ever has seen The Great Gatsby. Like, where are you? What are we doing? What's the scene? So just kind of focusing on establishing where you are and what's going on before you sing your first note. I think that was the biggest thing for me. But other than that, that was really, really beautiful. You can tell that you really worked through that song, through the journey. And I'm so happy we got to see that. Thank you.
All right, Charlie.
Yeah, that was that was really great, and I think a really nice example of some restraint on camera. My only real, it's not even criticism, but it's feedback, I guess, is some of her big notes. She like broke eye contact, right? And on camera especially, that then disconnects the viewer, and she sort of let us off the hook instead of staying so laser focused and like forcing the viewer to sort of go on this journey with her. That's the only thing I would change with that. I thought it was really beautiful.
All right, it's fun to hear some fresh eyes and ears on Maria Elena. And now let's go to Derek. Derek, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, so I actually feel, so I thought the same thing as Charlie when she turned away. I was like, oh man, because the focus and the eyes were so powerful and she was locked in. But then there was some camera work that happened that I was like, oh shit, like pardon my French as well. But there was like a turn away and then an eyes back.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, so this was strategic. No, honestly, like everything we've kind of been talking about today was executed so beautifully. There's so much power in your eyes. And you showed that on camera that like really you can do all the storytelling there. Immediately when you started the song, we were in the scene. Yeah. We understood what your relationship was like with the person you were singing to, and then Tom as well. And that's so like with very little information, we were able to figure out or at least like get a good gauge on your dynamic with these characters, which is so beautifully done. And yeah, like really like there was just beauty in the specificity and the detail in this. And yeah, I mean, it was so beautifully done. And never underestimate the power of your eyes. And you really were laser focused in that. So congrats.
All right, final thoughts, Kate Rockwell.
Okay, Maria Elena, you're my girl. I'm hitching my cart to this horse, you guys, because this is my third week seeing this woman, and every week she sort of blows me away. The last 2 weeks, it's been comedy. She has incredible comedic skill, really unique take on things, and then to come in today with drama and have it be so specific and so powerful and dropped in and not surface. It felt there was so much depth to this performance, and I always worry when we do Gatsby Week about this song on young performers, because there's a huge stake here that is really hard to understand when you yourself are still technically a child. Not that you couldn't have kids, obviously you could, I don't know your life, but like I just, on the surface I get nervous because it's very difficult to connect to this material in your age and the sort of normal collegiate experience. And I thought you did such a beautiful job of bringing real weight to this and having the very clear anger that you experienced in discussing how you were feeling about your child. That's literally what I said before, like feeling so complicated and frustrated that is what you wish for your daughter was all there. It was so stunning. You sound beautiful. I think I loved that camera work at the end. I was so there for the eyes back. Oh, it got me. Yeah. I'm a sucker for that. I wish you'd stayed with me through the big notes. Mm-hmm. I think I could have had everything I wanted if you had stayed and then had to tear away and then come back. I think it would have given me everything. So then we could have had like the beautiful camera work, and you could have forced me to stay until you absolutely had to let go at the sort of very end of the note. But that's just, I mean, I'm nitpicking because I'm supposed to give something. So excellent work. I'm with you all the way.
Terrific feedback there for Maria Elena. And we move forward. Only 2 spots left. One of them is going out to Gracia Wright. Gracia shared that she has a very cool special skill. She can wiggle her ears. Bam.
Tonight we demand to see it in the Gatsby performance.
Absolutely. Yeah, beautiful little. But Gracia is singing Secondhand Suit from Gatsby. Heyo.
And from the minute that we met, kissing that, we both knew that it was now or never. On the way to the hotel, all I thought was hell. You can't live forever. It's bad enough that I was born to live among the lowest of the ladder. A Mary topped and never left the bottom rung. but now it doesn't matter. You take your bow to stick through thick and thin, and then you learn that bow's a bunch of twaddle. If you hate the mess you're in, screw the thick and thin, huh? And you look for a new motto. Yes! I'm through with secondhand suits. Yes! Yes! I'm through with secondhand suits on a wedding day. No more settling for less. I'll live a life of dressing to impress. Time of life with the Ritz. Hey, baby! Tell George I'm calling it quits. Cause I finally found something that fits. Something that fits.
Gracia, right. It would make absolutely no sense if we didn't start once again with Lenady. That's your big song, Mama. So let's talk.
You ate that up. If you could have seen me, I was smiling the whole time. Like, the number one thing that I think I took from this is how much fun I saw you have, which in turn made me have even more fun. And as someone who sings this song 8 times a week, like, I'm so excited to now sing this song again because of how much fun you had. I'm like, do I have that much fun? I hope I have that much fun because that's such a fun song. You nailed that. The storytelling, the fun, the vibes, your voice, everything. The props, honey, the props. Like, you owned that song and made it your own. And it was so much fun to watch. And I just saw the nuance and the the different aspects of the story that you were telling. It was such a wonder to watch. Thank you so much.
All right, I love that. I think it's a really fun experience when we get to hear some of these young singers perform songs to people who sing these songs on Broadway, have made these songs famous. We've had Derek listen on some My Petersburgs before, and it's always a very cool experience to get that kind of direct feedback. All right, with that, let's go to Derek Plana.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. This was so much fun. We loved watching you go for it. The prop work, executed perfectly. It's beautiful. The one big note I have on this one is your eye line. Because I think when you're performing on camera specifically, and you're looking down the barrel, it's there's a time and a place where you can execute that really well, but honestly, it's more effective if you're using it in a song where it's a conversation between you and the audience, and there's a direct address. For this moment, it feels like it's a little bit broader of a reach, and I think it would have been easier and given you more options in terms of playing with the room and playing with the people that come in and out of the song if you would have put your focal points to the right and left of your camera and just use that as your party place. Because I think there were some moments there where you were like waving to a friend and addressing like stimulus that could have been easily and a little bit clearer if it was on the right or the left of the camera. But when you're down the barrel, you just kind of get stuck there. So yeah, that was my big thought. I loved how much personality you brought to it. The vocals were off. I mean, not off the kilter, not like off. Off. Yeah. In a good way. Yeah, so I had so much fun. Thank you.
All right, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I love that, Gracie. I thought the joy was so visceral. I feel like I could touch it. You were having so much fun. I mean, first and foremost, I'm going to say I was just happy to hear this song because I think the song is great and fun. And I know that it's very easy to want to do Beautiful Little Fool. And so I'm always happy when someone wants to do like the other music in the show, which I love. And I think the song is really, really joyful and fun. I thought you did a beautiful job of that. I agree with Derek's feedback about the eye line. That threw me for a good chunk of like the sort of middle beginning because it is a little... It forces me then to be involved and to sort of participate in the show, even though it's through camera. And I don't want to. I just want to be able to take it all in and witness it. Like Derek said, there are definitely moments where eye line, direct eye contact, breaking the fourth wall on camera is appropriate. I don't know that it benefits you in this song necessarily, but it felt like it took me out a little bit. And then the other thing I would say is remember that there is in all of these characters, there's negative, right? There's trauma, there's pain, there's suffering. Even in this joyful song, she does not want to be where she is. This is a dream song. This is a I am going to have song, which every now and then means you get to remember that you don't have it yet. So particularly when it's about leaving your husband because he hasn't given you the world that you want, that's not necessarily an easy thing. It comes with weight. And so that would, I think, add a little bit of dynamic to what was an incredibly powerful, strong performance. But adding that little bit of I'm going to do what's hard, especially for a woman. I mean, it's very challenging in this time to do what she's saying she's going to do. And it's going to require more sacrifice, different sacrifice. So just keep that in the back of your minds if there's a next time that you perform this. But this was such a strong number. So again, please take the compliment and leave the rest.
All right. Final thoughts from Charlie.
Yeah, we've been talking about restraint so much today, but this was a great example of when the maximalist approach works really, really well. It was really fun, and she captured that. But I think what I was longing for, which is something that Kate touched on, is I was looking for it vocally, like starting and giving yourself someplace to go, because it is such a big song. Like all of these songs that we've talked about, if you don't give yourself vocally someplace to go, then there's no place to go. You're just there the whole time. And I think if she'd had thought about it from a musical standpoint, that would have led her to the acting sort of arc as well, and allowed some more colors in, which again, if she does it again, that's some place to go. But it's a terrific performance and very brave and super joyful.
I love those. Are good words. Brave and joyful. We'll take that. All right. That is 4. And now we will become 5. Making it into the top 5, Bo Bailey. Hey, did you know Bo can solve a Rubik's Cube? Come on. He and his brother were obsessed with puzzles growing up, and he can solve the original Rubik's Cube in just about a minute. This is wild. Bo's going to be singing for her. Take it away, Bo.
Do this good turn for me, and I can guarantee when all is done, I'll be forever in your debt. This time I won't let go. Help me to make it so. Try as one might, you know that there is no forgetting her. Daisy, you find and return, only to learn that you have lost her. Oh, Daisy, I need one more chance. Am I chasing a dream? Well, I will know at a glance. I've done it all for her. Put up each wall for her. Bucked the status quo. Just one piece to go. Now she has to know it's all for her.
All right, that is Bo. And let's start with Charlie on this one. Thoughts for Bo?
Wow, Bo has an amazing instrument. That was a terrific vocal. I'm really, really blown away by how beautiful his voice is. And I loved his focus on that, and that there was moments where it wasn't like at an 11 the whole time, and that he took like the before the soft part comes back in, you could see him sort of playing in his mind all the things that he's gone through to get this girl. And I just love that. And then just a backstage point of view, Lynn and I sing this section of that song to each other every night. So we have a soft spot for it.
I love that.
That was a terrific vocal for sure.
I love the backstage shenanigans.
Yeah.
It's always the fun part. Kate Rockwell.
Yeah, Bo, wow, you sound fantastic. Like, how do you make that sound? You're so young. I know you're so young, yet you sound like that. I loved this. I thought that you had some really beautiful moments of stillness. I thought there was a lot of, I saw some, I'm going to use this word, ew. There was like some moments of haunt, like things that you know, ghosts of past that were there, that were present in your eyes, which I loved. Even though I hate that I'm pointing them out because it's like the most musical theater thing on earth, but I loved it. I really liked this, and I think the way you handled it was so beautiful. I think the ending was a little sure-footed for me, frankly, which is a crazy thing to say. Like, I felt like at the end you were like, yes, and I don't know that we've reached yes yet. I think we're still at like, okay. Like, I think we're not quite ready to like land at the end of this song, even though it's big notes, even though it's the end of the song and you have to kind of put a button on it. I think the button is still like, and here I am, as opposed to I have accomplished it. So I'm not sure what that means for you. I wish that I had more concrete feedback. If we had 30 minutes, we could talk about it. But like, I just think that there was some resolution that we haven't yet earned towards the end. But up until then, I thought it was spectacular. It was a great performance.
Beautiful. And Lynette.
I agree with everything that was said, especially the ending, reaching that resolution when it's not yet there, it's not yet fulfilled. But that was really, really beautiful. You could see, you know, all those different layers and everything you were going through. I think also specifically when you get to that note that you're forgetting her, Daisy, like what you were sustaining for her so beautifully. What brings you to say her name again? I think I wanted to see a little more urgency there, and why do you feel the need to have to say this again, kind of thing? Because again, you know, the song has that melody, the beautiful melody over and over and over. What makes this one different? And kind of bringing you back to that journey towards the end of like, you know, it's right there. I need her. I need this. Yeah, I think that was absolutely beautiful. You've done such beautiful work on that, and just that would take it to the next level.
All right. And for final thoughts, Derek Klena.
Yeah. Congrats on this vocal. Like it's a beast of a song. You sing it so beautifully. I second everything. I think what I could add to the I was missing a little bit of the danger. Like we got the yearning, and like Charlie's brought this up, but like there is a danger to everything that these characters are going through and experiencing and longing for. And we got the sacrifice, we got the longing for her, we got the obsession, but I think we were missing that, and I think this could have helped the ending. Is just a little bit of your willingness to do anything to win her. And I think that if you sprinkle that into this obsession and this longing for her, and then the joyous nature, and this is like a you thing because you are so charming, and there is a lightness and a brightness to you naturally, which is a very, very good thing. Like, don't ever lose that. But you're gonna have to work twice as hard to bring like to tilt the obsession and the longing in like the almost scary way. Like there's a charm to this character, but there's also a danger that I feel like we just were missing a little bit of. But kudos to the vocal, and this was a prime example of using the bridge in a song. And I meant to bring this up before. Use the bridge as almost like a fill-up station for the end of the song. Like it's perfectly built into every song. It's a place to like gather your things before the last fall up the mountain, and you did it perfectly here. You really pulled back, and you gave us a second wind going into the end of the song, which I think really helped pace it. So congrats, good work.
Yeah.
All right, congrats to our top 5. There they are. But of course, we're not done yet. In just a minute, You, judges, will take a look at 3 awesome almosts and give a contestant a chance to move on to the next round. But before we get into that, I want to mention one of our sponsors. Founded in 1985, the renowned Atlantic Acting School is one of the best acting schools in New York City. As the only acting conservatory offering in-depth training in practical aesthetics, the Atlantic technique, as outlined in a practical handbook for the actor, Atlantic equips aspiring actors with unmatched creative, technical, and professional skills. You can learn more at atlanticactingschool.org.
At Atlantic, our aim is singular: to empower simple and honest storytelling that fosters greater understanding of our shared world. At our world-renowned Atlantic Acting School, we empower aspiring actors to fulfill their dreams. Our flagship conservatory program, NYU Tisch Studio, and many programs for kids and teens offer unparalleled training in practical aesthetics, Atlantic's technique, providing thousands of students with technical, creative, and personal rigor, and a lifelong community that fuels success beyond our doors. Alumni have gone on to prolific careers in theater, TV, and film. And our Create Your Own Work philosophy has launched dozens of budding theater companies that continue to create genre-defying work today. No matter their age or experience, our students learn to break through their creative comfort zones in service of bringing essential human stories to life. And we're just getting started.
All right, judges, it's time to meet those awesome almost 3 contestants who came so close to making the top 5, and now their fate is in your hands. One of them will be moving forward in the competition. We will watch these performances without critique, and then we'll have a discussion. First up, for your consideration, Connor Martin, who, fun fact, is also a cross-country runner, which he picked up during the pandemic. Connor is singing My Green Light. Take it away, Connor.
Can you see through the mist? Look out this way. Can you see the green light just cross the bay? Sometimes it's winking, sometimes it's warning, blinking its message to me until morning. It's a lighthouse, it's a signal flare. Stay back, come quick, move on, stay there. Only we know what we're going through. If I save you, will you save me too? Can you see through the mist? Look across the bay. Can you see the green light? It's yours, Daisy Faye.
All right, that is Connor Martin. Next up for your consideration, Gabe Richardson, who, fun fact, gives swimming lessons to kids in his free time. Oh,
what a guy.
He's shady.
Dude, I need your number. My 3-year-old needs lessons.
Me too.
Always have an alibi and never leave a trail. You can always find a guy to catch a tiger's tail. Pick the game, pick the players, then watch from the stands. Unless you're absolutely forced to take matters into your own hands. So you wanna be a little bit shady, salute and say la vie. You wanna be a little bit shady, but don't you go and throw your shade on me. I won't lie in the bed I made and watch my best plans not get laid. Time to go tell Romeo to toe the line. Then everything's fine.
Gabe Richardson giving us a little shady. And last but not least, in our Awesome Almost, it's David Martinez, who shared with us that he also writes musicals, and his show was just produced at his school last week. That is awesome. Congratulations, Dave. Bringing us home now with For Her.
Do this could turn for me, and I can guarantee when all is done, I'll be forever in your debt. This time I won't let go. Help me to make it so. Try as one might, you know that there is no forgetting her. Daisy, you fight and return, only to learn that you have lost her. Oh, Daisy, I need one more chance. Am I chasing a dream? I will know at a glance. I've done it all for her. Put up each the wall for her. But the status quo, it's just one piece to go, and now she has to know it's all for her.
David Martinez, and those are three pretty incredible young singers. Judges, you have a lot to talk about, and when we come back, our judges will reveal who they are moving forward into the next round. Stay tuned. And we are back. A discussion has been had, a spirited one at that, and our judges have come up with one of these performers to move forward for the next round. Judges, in particular, Derek Klena, who have been selected to move forward.
All these performances were so great. Everybody came in swinging, but Gabe, we loved what you brought to the table. You made it so exciting. You gave us that danger in your eye and really took us for a ride with this one. It was a good balance between, these numbers that are kind of playing to the masses can be really tricky, but we thought you balanced it really well, and you brought a lot of personality to it. It was a different shade of you that we hadn't seen before, and so we're excited to see what you do next. But honestly, all the performances were top notch today. Everybody brought it, so congrats all around. But Gabe, you took the cake for this one.
All right, congratulations, Gabe. Congrats to everyone in the top 5, now top 6. We'll be back next Friday, December 19th at 9 p.m. to announce our top 3 finalists. It's getting down to it. That's right, whoever makes it through next week will be through to the finale, which means they will have to pack their bags in January or a trip to New York City to perform in that live finale at 54 Below. Be sure you follow Broadway World on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to see when the next round of voting opens up to the public on Monday, December 15th. Thank you to all of our judges. In particular, thank you, Charlie and Lenady, for being with us from The Great Gatsby. And we will see you all soon. Bye-bye.